In this video, I'll be ranking the best and worst characters in the beginner ranks of Tekken 8. This will be based off of characters who have very abusable strings and basic setups, weird stances, spammable lows, and overwhelming and gimmicky mechanics that make it incredibly hard to beat them without actually learning the matchup. And characters who abuse new players' bad habits like mashing. So characters who spam counter hit strings will do better in this respect. Keep in mind this has nothing to do with character difficulty, as some really difficult characters also happen to have a lot of gimmicks and spammable options that just destroy new players. These are the characters that'll give you the easiest time in ranked mode. So if you want to climb out of the low ranks with the least amount of effort, pick the characters I'll be rating the highest. When I say beginner ranks, I'm referring to Eliminator and below for this particular list, as people in these ranks are very unlikely to know character matchups. Two quick things before we start. First of all, this list will be unordered between tiers, and second of all, as always, this is just my opinion. If you disagree, that's perfectly fine. That's the beauty of opinions. I'm always super down for respectful discussion in the comments, so feel free to let me know if you would disagree. And I'll be waiting for all the angry people in the comments who are mad I called their character gimmicky. Anyway, that's about it. Let's get into the tier list. So, Kuma and Panda are, as a lot of you can probably imagine, insanely good for climbing. If you know anything about these characters, they're joke characters, right? They exist just to be joke characters, and their whole thing is that they're gimmicky. They have like 100 different random fucking stances that they go into. They flop all over the ground. If you saw Donkey's newest video, he's already cheesing wins with these characters. These two characters are probably the most cheesy characters in the game. The most, like, if you want to just like pick up a character and just like win and that's it, like not have to worry about anything, these characters are going to be perfect for you. Panda and Kuma. They're not particularly strong. They're actually very weak, I think, right now in the game. But that just goes to show, like, these are two of the weakest characters in the game. But in low ranks, they're just so incredibly strong because who knows? Okay, I've been playing Tekken. I started with 7 5 years ago, and I still don't know these characters very well. I have a Panda and Kuma guide out, so I've gotten better with the matchup now. But even still, like, I run into a Kuma player in purple ranks, and they're just like fucking, they're still just like on the ground, just like throwing out all these random hits. And I'm just like, what's going on? Like, yeah, these two characters are insane in low ranks. And if you want to just escape low ranks and just cheese everyone, I don't recommend this because you're not going to learn fundamentals and you're going to be like held back in the long run. But yeah, these two characters are very, very, very gimmicky, like insanely gimmicky. So, Panda and Kuma, I'd say they're most. Also, it's not going to be ordered within tiers. I don't really want to do that. I might like change it around a little bit after, but overall, I don't really want to. I can't be bothered to order the tiers. King be cheesy as fuck. Oh yeah, don't worry, we'll get to that. Jack is probably between average and easy. Jack is, I put him in easy. Yeah, Jack is very He's fundamental based, but he has like a lot of like other gimmicks that people aren't ready for. Like you see a lot of Jackson low level spamming the string where he goes like this, and it's like plus on block, and then he goes down and he does a big punch and it's low. Lots of like really cheesy lows that like new players aren't going to be ready for. He could go between, he's between easy and average. If you made an argument for average, I could probably move him down, but he's insanely strong in this game. He does ridiculous great damage. He now has a throw that launches. So more gimmicky stuff that in low ranks new players aren't going to be able to beat this. So it's like insanely insanely gimmicky. He has like a lot of like really weird stuff. He has a new stance 50-50 that just gives it guard breaks and gives you a free heat smash. Good generic tools. I'd say he's like pretty easy to climb with. Yeah. Is Alisa hard? I feel like fast characters are easiest at low level. We can talk about Alisa right now. Insanely easy. Alisa, she's like, and this isn't to say, because I know she's like, she could be hard at high level, but in the lower ranks, no one's beating Alisa, okay? In low ranks, you're not beating Alisa, I'm not beating Alisa, we're all just getting fucked by that chainsaw, okay? We're all just getting destroyed. That's the whole thing. Strings, just constantly chainsaw mid, chainsaw low, chainsaw power crush. She flies at you from the other side of the stage. I don't even really need to explain it. Everyone knows that Alisa is a noob killer. Anyone who doesn't know the matchup is just gonna have a really bad time against this character. Literally, she can just fly across the side of the stage in like a second. She has a unbreakable projectile. New players don't sidestep or duck, so how are they gonna deal with that? Just so many strings. It's insane. Amazing character for low ranks. Insanely cheesy. Jin. Between average and easy, I'm a Jin main, so I'll say he's probably not up here, but he's still very easy to climb with. You do need to know fundamentals on Jin, but he's so privileged in this game. Like, he's so privileged in this game. He has so much bullshit. Like the new down 2, no one is reacting to that in low ranks, and it's such a strong move. No one punishes lows, does insane damage, full counter hit launcher. Forward 4, again, no one's punishing that. Another thing on Jin that I've been using more is out of Zen, 3+4, he dashes towards you, really good range. +6 on block, and you go into wave dash and you get a free mix up. Like new players, and it's a high, you can duck it, but new players aren't going to be able to. So personal bias aside, he could be here or here. I'd say Jin's pretty easy to climb with overall. Again, you do need to know fundies, and he probably does have less cheese than Jack, so maybe I'll move him down later. But I think that's a good spot for Jin for now. Jun is, I don't know, man. It's hard to say here or here. Jun is just so incredibly bullshit in this game. This character is like a problem. This character is so insanely broken. The only thing is like some of her moves take up her own HP, so you have to like kind of be smart at managing that, but we just have strings upon strings upon strings, counter hit strings, and then when she does hit you, you take an insane amount of damage. She does so much damage in her combos. It's unbelievable how much damage she does. And it's, yeah, she's an insane character. She really is. There's just so many strings. She's like a big matchup check, I'd say. She's gonna be one of the easier characters to climb with. Kazuya, between hard and hardest, honestly. Anyone who knows Kazuya, this character, he struggles. And that's not even saying he's bad, because I don't even know how good or bad he is in the game. He feels pretty good. He feels alright. Like, pretty average, I'd say. But Kazuya is just so hard in so many different ways. If you're new to the game and you started with Kazuya, I salute you, because you are braver than I am. Like, this character is insane. No standard 15-frame launcher. You have to electric, which is execution, obviously. If you want to launch your opponent on punishment, you have to electric. Doesn't really have a ton of gimmicky strings besides the like the, what is it, the 1-4, the 1-2-4, like the jab with a low. It's not that gimmicky. Hell sweep, not that gimmicky. Everyone knows the matchup. Kazuya's like, he's a really simple character in terms of what he uses. Like even low level players know he's looking for the hell sweep and the forward 4 or forward 3 mix up. So very simple. Most people know exactly what Kazuya does. He struggles, bro. One of the hardest characters in the game, especially in low ranks, because like, if you're playing Kazuya and you're new to the game and your opponent is just spamming strings over and over, like, what do you do? How do you even approach that? I have no idea. Like, it sounds insanely difficult. So yeah, I'd say, I think most of us would agree Kazuya is like really, really hard in lower ranks. King, King mains are gonna hate me on this one, but he's probably around here in these two. Not to say, and I want to preface this by saying, King is very hard. Like, I said this in my tier list, some people disagree. I think King is like a really, really hard character to play. Like, he's a lot more difficult than people think. But even though he's a hard character to pilot, he's so easy in low levels because nobody knows what the fuck they're doing. Nobody knows. Nobody knows how to break throws by themselves. So you take King, who's a character who does between 60 and 100 damage. His max chain throw, the death cradle, or whatever it's called, does like 100 damage from one grab. Do you think new players in low ranks are breaking that chain throw? Of course they're not. No one is. No one's ducking, so no one knows how to deal with it. And it's also like, grabs are stronger in Tekken 8 than they've ever been before. They're so insanely strong. I don't know if you guys saw online, people were talking about how if you punish a power crush move that's laggy with King's chain throws, apparently the whole chain throw is guaranteed. That's like insane. He has so much gimmicky shit, like unbelievable gimmicks. He has the new thing in Heat. King players, bro, I know you're gonna fucking, this is a YouTube video as well. I'm gonna upload it later, so King players, I know you're all gonna be in the comments yelling at me, saying, like, flaming me. He's hard, like, he's a very hard character to play, but oh my god is he privileged in low ranks. Very, very privileged. Lars. Lars is an interesting character. Stance heavy, so a lot of stance mix-ups are good for low level. Although I don't think Lars, the more I think about it, I don't think Lars is particularly strong in this game right now. Especially in low level, I feel like new players tend to just mash, and since he relies on stance transitions, I feel like you're gonna get hit out of a lot of stuff. Like, you'll be trying to like mix up your opponent, and they'll just mash, string. So I think he does struggle in that sense. He doesn't have any particularly super threatening lows. Most of his lows you need a counter hit to do big damage. Yeah, he does have the 3+4 in heat, which is like big plus frames. That's kind of a decent noob killer. It has armor too. And yeah, you're right. Lars is hard to predict. So he could go between here and here, but I don't know. It's like, this is just fully my opinion. So I'm sure a lot of you guys will disagree. That's perfectly fine. But I want to say he's like, I want to say he's around average. It's just like, that's what my gut is telling me. Maybe not, but maybe I'll move him up later. But like, if I think about it, I feel like I have an easier time because like I've learned most characters in the game at this point just for guides that I'm going to be releasing. I feel like I'd struggle in ranked with him a little bit more than these two. I'm not sure though. Like, yeah, I could definitely see him being easy. So this could go in either of these for sure. Law is easy to climb with. Yeah, they've made Law very, very easy in this game. Tons of strings, tons of gimmicks. A lot of Law's stuff are unsafe now, but the thing about it is low level. The thing about low level is no one knows how to punish anything, so you can get away with a lot of bullshit. And Law does have a lot of strings, a lot of like stance transitions that people just don't know how to deal with. Yeah, I'd say Law is definitely one of the easier characters to climb with for sure. Every low rank uses Law. Yeah, he's very popular in low ranks for sure. Paul is probably easy. I really, really like Paul. Paul was like one of my most played Tekken 7. I've been playing him a lot in 8. Paul is... He's a fundamental based character because he doesn't have a lot of strings, but he also does have a lot of bullshit for low level. Low level players are not punishing Death Fist. He can just spam the Death Fist constantly, get away with it. No one's going to punish him for that. Demo Man, no one's blocking low. You get a free 50 damage. Just with Demo Man Death Fist. Demo Man Death Fist is a terrible 50-50 in high levels, but in low levels, absolutely no one is punishing this. No one is. So that's why I think even though Paul's a very fundamental character, overall I'd say he's like more difficult than average to play. In low ranks, I think he's pretty easy. Because you can also literally just like sit back and just keep out with your down forward 2 and just get a lot of value off of that. So I'd say Paul is rather easy to play in low ranks. Nina is definitely hard. Okay, here's the thing though. Nina's very hard to play at a high level. But at a low level, she has a ton of gimmicks, like a ton of fucking gimmicks. All gimmicky strings. She's like sidestepping and whatever, like holding forward for all the plus frames on block. Nina's between here. Yeah, I don't know if Nina's particularly strong in this game. I haven't actually thought about it a lot. I don't see a lot of Ninas, so it's hard to say. But Nina is generally considered to be good in low ranks just because of all the strings. Like Nina has a ton of strings, probably more strings than like any of these characters, basically. Tons of different gimmicks that people aren't expecting, but very, very difficult character to play at a high level. So I could see her going in average. Like I don't know, I'm torn. It could be between these two. Can opener? Yeah, the thing about can openers, nobody knows how to beat it. Even like a lot of good players aren't even good at beating that. And you can just spam that, especially at the wall, because you get a full, you get wall splat, don't you? If it's the same string I'm thinking of. A lot of choices with Nina. The sheer amount of her move list with mix-ups enough to carry you. Yeah. She has decent lows too, with like, what is it, full crouch 4. Lots of strings. Like, doesn't her down forward 1 or 2, like, you know how I haven't played Nina in a while. I did her guide like a month back, but I know a lot of her strings can like transition into her her launcher. Obviously unsafe on block, but low players are just not punishing anything. So I don't know. I'm torn. She could go either here or here. What do you guys think? What do you guys want average or you guys want easy? I don't know. It really doesn't matter that much because like I've explained my rationale with her, but I could see her going. I could see her going in either of these two, not gonna lie. Zhao Yu, okay. This one I don't know if I'm gonna take, this one I don't know if this one's up for debate. Zhao Yu is so fucking gimmicky. The character's harder than average for sure, but in low level, what is going on when you're playing against the Zhao Yu? This is a character who I'm gonna make a guide on her eventually. This is one of the few matchups of the game I have no idea. She just jumps around, string, low string, parry, evasive, goes to the other side of the stage, just like spinning around. She's one of those spinny characters. She could go up here, honestly. I could see, you could make an argument for her being up here for sure. And again, that's not to say she's hard, but like in low ranks, like no one knows what's going on. Like, who do you think's gonna rise the ranks faster? A Xiaoyu player or like a Paul player or a Jin player? Like, it's gonna be the Xiaoyu player for sure. So I'd say she's definitely gonna be easiest. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt the video. I got to shill really quick. If you guys are enjoying this video and are interested in more videos like it, please consider subscribing to the channel to support me. Only about 7% of my viewers are actually subscribed, and I really want this YouTube thing to work out. This is basically my dream job, so getting to do this full time one day would be amazing. Please consider subscribing. It really helps me out a lot, and you can always change your mind afterward. Anyway, back to the video. So we're all in agreement there. Yeah. Asuka is, I don't know. It's hard to say with Asuka. Usually she'd always be around here, but a lot of people are saying she's really weak in this game. I haven't particularly experimented with her a lot, so I'm not entirely sure. But even though she's weak, she still does have like a ton of gimmicks, right? She still has the auto parry, still has the evasive cartwheel launcher. I feel like even though she's weak, Asuka's always got to go in at least easy or easiest because she's just insanely simple and it has like a ton of gimmicky stuff. I'd say Asuka is easy, but I don't know. Dude, everyone's saying she's weak right now. I'm not sure. She feels average if you don't mash into her, but low ranks do be mashing. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Like, people are going to be pressing like an insane amount. But yeah, I think Asuka would probably be in easy. Yeah, the cartwheel, you can get so much mileage. Do they mean weak by B tier or D tier? I don't know. See, I'm not qualified to talk about Asuka enough because I'm just not sure. I'm just going off of what I see people say on Twitter. On Twitter, it seems like people are saying that she's a very simple character. But I could be way out there. I'm not sure. But I think she's still easy just because of all the gimmicks. No one knows how to just like wait and not press. Leroy, he's between here and here. Honestly, I'd put him in easiest. Even though he might not be the strongest right now, holy shit is he overwhelming for new players. The insane chip damage. Punch. He never lets up his aggression, just forever. Just never stops. Leroy, yeah, Leroy is fucking insane for low level. Holy shit. Like, the orbital is amazing. Hermit stance, no one knows what they're doing. Insane, just string after string after string. He never lets up with the strings. This character is like perfect for climbing, in my opinion. Even Mainman Sue was talking about how annoyingly oppressive Leroy is. Mainman's opinion doesn't count. Hey, listen, Mainman, he's a good YouTuber, bro. He knows he knows a lot more what he's talking about than I do. Lili, okay, this is one you guys are gonna have to help me with because I actually do not know much about Lili at all. I'd want to say easy or easiest just because she's like a string-based female character, but I do know she is pretty honest. This character, I'm not too sure. I don't know much about her. Probably one of these two, but I don't know. Is she weak in this? Like, I'm not sure. Some people have said she's pretty strong in this game. She's rare. I don't think I've seen many Lili players at all. Easy to average. Lili has a lot of fucking lows. Good low string, easy launch. Yeah, that is true. Oh yeah, and yeah, characters with low launchers are gonna be like insane in terms of being high up on this list. So yeah, we'll put her in easy for now. Not much to say. Again, I don't know much about the character, but obviously lots of strings, yeah, lows, like lots of annoying stuff like that to overwhelm new players. She's honest, but you can also bullshit your way with stuff. Between here and here. I'll leave her here for now, and then at the end we're gonna like try and reorganize everything. So yeah. Hwoarang. Okay, listen, Hwoarang players, they hate me. Okay, after I called Hwoarang easy, which by the way, in my last tier list, with the characters I called easy, that was just average. It was average on the tier list, but I think Hwoarang, he's hard to play, but he's not like that hard. People got really mad when I said he wasn't like that hard to play, but this one is non-negotiable. Hwoarang, holy shit, this character in low ranks. Like, he might be hard, but oh my god, like, new player, I think this character could like make you quit the game. Unironically, if you told me like, I'm new to the game, I queued into ranked, and I ran into a Hwoarang, and I never want to touch Tekken again, I'd be like, you know what, fair enough. This character is insanely overwhelmed. More than Leroy, probably more than Xiaoyu. String. Like, insane. Like, insane pressure for low levels. It's unbelievable, like, how oppressive and gimmicky this character is in low level. That's not to say, once you learn, like, what's it called? I know a lot of low-level Hwoarang spam the firecracker kick. That's like the low-high string, right? New players don't know how to duck that. You can just get away with spamming that. It's like very safe on block. He has so much. He can get in your face really quickly now. I almost did quit the first time I played Hwoarang. Yeah, exactly, right? Like, and again, that's not to say he's not a cool character, but like, come on, we gotta think about it. Like, this character's a lot for sure. He's a lot. It's easily. Claudio, probably between average and hard, honestly. It's so weird because in the beta, everyone was saying how broken Claudio is. Claudio just does not feel very strong right now. I don't know if it's just me. I faced a couple, I think them removing his down 2-2 launcher. So his down 2, is it down back 2-2 or down 2, something like that. When you had Starburst, this used to be a full launcher in Tekken 7. So he had a noob killer, basically. Low launchers are amazing noob killers. That's gone. They've removed that in Tekken 8. So I don't know. He's probably around here. He's kind of like Paul in the sense that he's a single hit fundamental character, but I feel like Paul has more gimmicks. Paul has more like cheesy stuff he can do than Claudio. It feels like Claudio doesn't have a lot. And yeah, I haven't fought one yet. Yeah, exactly. He doesn't seem very strong. Yeah, okay. Good point. The hop kick, that's a noob killer. The hop kick alone, you could argue the hop kick alone brings him up to here. I could see that for sure. Yeah, running 2 as well. Like, the hop kick can beat a lot of mashers. You can just spam hop kick. No one's punishing hop kicks. What are they, minus 13? Running 2, again, while running moves are way easier in Tekken 8. You can input it way easier. He has a projectile. Oh, and his heat smash is a low. That's worth noting as well. Yeah, so I wanted to say he's probably an average, but you could argue he's easy. Yeah, I think the hop click and the while running 2 might put him in easy, but like, okay, this isn't ordered as well. Like, none of this is ordered, but Claudio would be at the bottom of easy. I think probably all of these characters are easier to rank up with than him. I want to say that, but I'm torn. I'm torn. You could argue he's an average. I'm leaning more towards average, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure, cause like, does he have more gimmicks than Nina? Let's think about that. Probably not. He's probably a more honest character than Nina overall. I don't know. That's my gut. Well, maybe we'll rearrange it later. Azucena. Jesus Christ. You saw the thumbnail. This character. Holy shit. Like, she's probably... She might be, like, at the same level as the Bears, honestly. Insane noob killer in this game. No one knows how to beat her. Holy shit. Strings out of the ass. String. As the, what is it? The, is it, I don't know if it's down forward 1. I haven't labbed her enough yet. She has the string they're all spamming where it's like mid, high, and then a high one that counter hits. If you press anything, she gets a full launch. And then a mid one that's minus 10. So she has a mid mix up. The while running move, that's 2 hits. A lot of people don't know, but the while running, like the plus on block one they all spam, it's a 2 hit, right? Mid, high. You can't sidestep it because the second hit tracks. So you have to sidestep it and then crouch. That's how I've been beating the Azucena while running move. But holy shit, new players aren't going to learn how to do that. You can spam that, string, and then she goes into her stupid fucking stance, and you try and hit her with a high or a low, auto parry. Auto parry. She has a hell sweep. She has it all, bro. She's so strong. I feel like she's Kroger brand Lucky Chloe. Yeah, for sure. Not as bad, but yeah, she definitely, Azucena definitely belongs up here. She's really, really, really good, I think. Yeah, I'd say that. Raven is an interesting one. Dude, do you guys notice that nobody is playing Raven? It's so weird. No one's playing this character at all. Like, no one is. You could make an argument, I'd probably put him in around here, because from what I've heard and like playing him a little bit, he does have a lot of like strings, like a lot of matchup checks. And also just him being so unpopular means no one's going to know how to deal with him, especially in low level. He's really cool. I don't think he's as gimmicky as Victor, I want to say. But yeah, I don't know. My gut is telling me Raven is pretty easy. But this is one where like I should probably make a not sure tier list, or a not sure tier, because no one's playing him. Guys, unironically, I'm in purple rank. I don't think I've ran into Raven one time. I think I ran into Raven once on player match when I was experimenting with Law for a video. I don't think I've run into Raven once in actual in actual ranked. I just don't think I've ran into a single one. So, but I watched a couple videos on him. He does seem to have a lot of bullshit. So, but oops, if you want to argue that he's here in the comments, go for it, bro. The 3 Raven mains in the YouTube video are going to be mad about this one. Holy dude, Dragunov is like, oh my god, this character. I'm sorry, like, I'm sorry, this is like my personal bias. I think Dragunov is unironically a character who's like perfect in low ranks, perfect in mid ranks, perfect in high ranks. I feel like he's unironically good in every single... He's busted. Like, people are saying he might be the best character in the game. I don't know if I'm ready to go that far. Have you guys seen that that string that everyone's spamming? The, what is it? Low, mid, and then he does the heat engager. Low, mid, heat engager. His heat engager is what? Like +6 on block? Low, mid, heat engager. Like that string, they just spam it. He has the, what is it? The mid-high that's plus on block. While running 2 is just insane. Like, how are low-level players going to deal with that? Like, there's just not so many strings up the ass. He has a launcher. He has a low launcher, right? Like, holy shit, this character's insane. And I know he's probably hard. This is one of the few popular characters who I haven't spent a lot of time with yet, so not entirely sure. +7, yeah, +7. So, like, you need to understand the plus frames to play it, so I consider Dragunov. Yeah, but you really don't need to understand the plus frames, because as a new player, you're going to be mashing buttons anyway, right? So if you're a new player, you use your while running 2, mash. You really don't need to understand plus frames. You're just still mashing. Mashing buttons. That's it. Like, do people know how to sidestep right in low ranks? Of course they don't. No one knows how to duck the mid-high string that everyone's spamming. No one knows how to interrupt the heat engager block string that everyone's spamming. Like, holy shit, Dragunov is insanely easy to climb with right now. I think that's just because he's like really strong. That's what I want to say. He's really broken. So like sometimes broken characters will just come to the top. I guess you could probably argue he's easy, but I don't know. Dragunov is too much right now, in my opinion. Leo, I don't know. Leo is another character I haven't seen a lot of. I really haven't. What do you guys think about Leo? I want to say Leo's probably a little bit gimmicky. Is Leo a little bit gimmicky? I don't actually know. Hold on, I'm gonna move the chat up here. It looks probably a little bit better. Yeah, I'm not actually sure. What are we thinking? Oops. Hold on, let me switch this up. Yeah, Leo is probably a little bit gimmicky compared to some other characters. Hold on, let's see what people are saying. Good evasion and gimmicky IMO. Leo is hard to climb with. They're average. They're extinct. I used to be a Leo main. I say average. Which is the rank with Lars is that good? 15th rank. Yeah, it's pretty. What is that? Is that red ranks almost, or is that might be? Yeah, Leo has gimmicks if you know what you're doing. Random players won't mash into a combo. Launchers everywhere. Yeah, it's hard. Like, it's one of those things where no one's playing the character. I know the few Leo players who are watching are gonna get really mad at me for whatever I put here, but what's the highest level? Probably top rank, right? Like between Tekken God and something like that. I don't know. The whole, like, everyone's asking like what rank is considered good. It's too early to say. The game just came out. The ranks are all inflated. Like, you have to kind of like wait a couple months till it evens out, I'd say. Warrior, okay, anyway, so I'm getting distracted. So yeah, I think we'll keep Leo between here and here. Probably, oh, maybe here. I don't know. It kind of feels wrong still. Because the character does play like pretty honest. Whatever. We'll think about it. I-12 health or frame 12 hell sweep. Not sure. Yeah. Shaheen. Probably pretty average. Shaheen is a pretty fundies-based character. He really doesn't have that many gimmicks besides the slide, which he can loop that, right? He gets a slide and he gets a guaranteed follow-up. I don't think Shaheen is particularly easy to climb with. Kind of just fundies character. Might be average, yeah. Yeah. Shaheen being an average again. See, yeah, the comments stop because no one knows about this character. Like, it's funny, all these characters. Like, who plays Shaheen? No one plays this character. Steve, dude, okay, Steve's a really, really, really hard one. Steve is a really hard one because everyone knows that Steve's hard. One of the hardest characters in the game. But his strings, I think, are really, really overwhelming for new players. So even though Steve is probably one of the hardest, like top 4 hardest characters in the game, he might actually be easy in lower ranks just because of how much insane mileage you can get just mashing strings. Like, you can't mash with him. Well, the thing is, you can mash with him. Like, Steve's whole thing is counter hits, right? That's everything. Steve is just counter hits, counter hits, counter hits. And his pressure is insane in this game. So are new players going to be able to deal with his pressure? I'm not sure. You could, he's probably between here, like between average and easy to climb with. Part of me wants to say he should go in easy to climb with just because of, again, how overwhelming it is. But he's not gimmicky in the sense that doesn't really have any like super strong lows. Doesn't really have like a lot of gimmicks in that. Like he doesn't have gimmicks. He needs a counter hit. But people press so much in low ranks that he's going to get a lot of counter hits, a lot of mileage for free. So it's hard to say. This one is hard to say. I'm not sure. He could be hard, yeah. Like, but I feel like Steve gets harder in higher ranks. Like when people know the matchup and they just know, okay, I'm just gonna not run into your face. He gets a lot harder, right? But in lower ranks, I don't know. Somewhere between these two. Free counter hits, but can't mash. Yeah, and his comeback potential is not the greatest. Yeah, probably between average and hard. And I'm just trying to think about it, like, how much of Steve's kit do you have to use to be successful in green ranks? Like, do you have to use probably not a lot. You could probably find like 4 or 5 like really strong counter hit strings and just spam them. Like, I can imagine Steve players getting really frustrated with everyone else. All like these characters are just spamming their low cheese and all that. So, yeah, I'm not sure. I think I'll end him in average or hard. I don't know. I'll keep him in hard for now. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Yoshi, I'm sorry. Again, Yoshi players are going to get really, really mad at me for this. Everyone got really mad when I made the video, and I'm not backing down on this. Yoshimitsu is cheesy as fuck. So insanely gimmicky. Up here with Kuma and Panda. A little bit, actually no, I'm sorry. A little bit less than Kuma and Panda, but still like low-level players just don't know what to do against Yoshimitsu. 1,000 fucking unblockables. You have unblockables, grabs, you have your stance, the annoying stance where you're flying, like you steal your opponent's life now. It's a new thing, right? He heals like so many strings. No, Yoshimitsu is one of those characters where like if you don't know the matchup, you're just gonna not have a good time. Like, yeah. Yoshimitsu is easy, very easy in low ranks, I'd say. Feng, between easy and easiest. He's a poke character, so he seems honest, but then you realize all the bullshit Feng has. Like, he has multiple low launchers, full launchers, not just like little hits, full launchers that lead into his full damage. Tons of it. He has sidestep 4, down back 4. Like, he has, I did a guide on him a couple days ago. He has the great low poke that gives like the little animation. Kempo, no one's ready to deal with Kempo. Everyone's gonna mash. You can just Kempo back, go for a counter hit. But yeah, I think I've played a couple Feng players in low ranks. Like when I was making my way to purple, they all just spam the low launchers because no one knows how to deal with that. A lot of gimmicky strings, lots of stuff. He is hard to play. I think Feng is like rather hard to play compared to a lot of characters, but I don't know. I want to say he's like around there. What do you guys think? Around easy, could be an easy. You could make an argument for easiest, but you do have to know, like, poking is hard. You have to know like fundamentals, but yeah, Kempo and the low launchers I think make him easy to climb with. Devil Jin, shit, I'm not sure. Devil Jin's going to be a hard one because Devil Jin, he's busted, right? Like, and if it was viability, he'd be up here. He's like insanely broken, but Devil Jin doesn't have a ton of, Devil Jin doesn't have a ton of super easy strings to spam, right? Like Devil Jin, You need to know, how to use your electric. Hell Sweep takes some execution, I guess, for new players, especially to do it fast. Like, a lot of people don't know this, but to do a Hell Sweep, like, immediately after the chain plus move, it does take a lot of... it does take execution to do that, like, to do wave dashes really fast. You have to be a strong player with him. And I guess... It's just like, when we look at, all of these characters, right? What do they have in common? And these characters, too, to a lesser extent. Gimmicky strings that low players don't know how to deal with. Does Devil Jin have gimmicky strings? He really doesn't. He has laser cannon, which isn't even, it's not much, just standard mid. He has down forward 1-2. In terms of counter, his mids aren't like that strong. He has like back 4, standard counter hit launcher, down or up forward 4, or sorry, up back 4. He really doesn't have a lot. He really doesn't. Like, he has, okay. The one thing about Devil Jin is Hell Sweep. Hell Sweep is a noob killer. He gets 50 damage consistently off of a low that new players are not going to be good at ducking. But you do have to be in their face to Hell Sweep. Fuck, but I don't know. See, and you want to think, like, in my head, I'm thinking, oh, the chain. The chain, up forward 1, makes him easy, because people don't know, new level players aren't going to duck the chain. And if you don't duck the chain, he's just going to get plus frames all day. Plus frames, plus frames. But when, like, if you're playing Devil Jin in low ranks and some of these characters are, like, mashing on your face, it feels like Devil Jin he doesn't have, like, a really great get off me tool, it seems. Unless you're, like, really fast at doing electrics. I'm not sure. Like, again, don't get me wrong, Devil Jin's insanely broken. But, like, compared to all the characters above, I just feel like he's going to be harder to climb with than they are. That's what my gut is telling me. Not to say that he doesn't have gimmicks, but like if your opponent is mashing strings on you, which everyone in low level is going to be, what do you do as Devil? Your chain's no use. It's too slow. You back 4, hope for a counter hit, and do a like that's pretty basic fundies. He doesn't really have a lot of cheese besides the Hell Sweep, I think. So, and yeah, you rarely see Devil Jins in low ranks. People aren't playing him very often, but I think Devil Jin would be hard to climb with. I had an advantage because I got my Jin up in ranks first, and then all my other characters were already like. What do we think about Lee? God, I'm talking so much, my throat hurts. Jeez, we have 134 viewers. Wow, welcome guys. Thank you for tuning in. What do we think about Lee? He's hard, insanely hard to play, very, very, very hard to play, but. He has a lot of gimmicks. Like, the character definitely does have a lot of gimmicks for low level. So, Lee players, don't kill me in the comments, but I feel like you really don't need to know all of his just frame combos. You can get it just doing the very basics. He has a lot of cheese. A lot of cheese. People press into you up to purple ranks, which is exactly what you want. Yes, exactly. Exactly. According to your list, everyone is easy. Yeah. A lot of people don't like to admit it, but most characters in Tekken are easy. And this isn't skill-based. This is how easy they are in low levels. These characters are all like pretty easy to rank up with. Zafina. I'm not sure. Probably easy as well. Just tons of gimmicks, but the character, everyone's saying the character's really weak right now. But when she's just like standing on the floor in her stance and just going for shit, like very evasive strings, very gimmicky stances, strong lows, like everything you could want. You can make an argument for easiest too. Honestly, I might just put her in easiest. Yeah, very, very gimmicky, insanely gimmicky character. We could. What are we thinking, boys? We could do either of these. Either of these is possible. I think he's definitely easier than Raven. Like, so he's very popular. A lot of people are playing him in low ranks. They do that string. And if you don't know how to interrupt it with a jab, a string where like he jumps into the air, you can just jab him out of that. But insanely long range, can pressure you from anywhere. Good strings. Are his lows strong? I don't know if his lows are particularly strong, though. I don't know. Victor seems like the resident noob killer in this game. Like, Victor seems like out of all these characters, he seems like the most common one that everyone's using in lower ranks. He has a gun, exactly. Victor being somewhere between these two. His lows are not strong. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I don't know. Oh yeah, but yeah, all of his throws as well. Okay, think about it. Players can't break throws anyway, but Victor, don't his throws have like a 10 frame break window or 12 or like really low, right? I don't know the exact frames, but I've heard it's really hard to break his throws compared to most other characters, so his throws are bugged. Yeah, so I think I would keep Victor. I think I would keep Victor around here. 14 frames, sure, okay. Yeah, so new players aren't breaking grabs anyway, so especially this. Good strings, good pressure, insane range. Yeah. Pretty easy. Bryan, probably somewhere between here. Although, but Snake Edge is gimmicky though. Like every Bryan player I'm playing against, and like when I was in the lower ranks, they're spamming strings. Snake Edge, everyone's using Snake Edge. Orbital, exactly. He might actually be pretty easy to climb with in lower ranks. Like, not hard at lower ranks, way harder in higher ranks. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. Like, I think Bryan is probably the hardest character, or one of the hardest characters in the game at the higher ranks, but he seems very easy in the lowest ranks. Just because of how much, okay, think about it. Like, are Brawler Bryan players worrying about Tauncha upper? Like, no, they're not. Like, why would they? They have no reason to. Like, who would, right? Like, you can just Snake Edge, haha, orbital, gimmick, string. Like, yeah. His pressure seems really strong. Seems really strong in heat. I'd say it's very easy to climb with, yeah. Play. Reina. Shit, this is a hard one. I don't know. Reina, dude, it's hard because everyone's playing Reina. She's the most played character by a long shot right now. By a long shot. Everyone's playing this character, but who new players, are they really gonna she doesn't have good lows. I feel like that's her she has bad lows, and that's her biggest problem. If you know how to just like simply hold back and punish, she struggles. But low level players are not going to be holding back and punishing. So who do I main? I main Jin and Devil Jin. Mainly Jin, not even really Devil Jin. I just play Devil Jin for fun, and Paul. But Reina, Gateway to Understanding, Mishima's 112 Scrub Killer. Yeah, 112 goes into stance. She has a bunch of gimmicks, lots of strings, lots of gimmicky stuff. She has that the stance where like she rolls around, like she dashes back with the back three, and then like rolls around and then does like a, if it's a counter hit, it does like 60 damage low. You get a big animation, unbreakable throws. But I feel like there's a lot more Reinas in lower ranks than in high ranks. Like I don't see many Reinas. I just don't see many Reinas anymore. In low ranks, it felt like everyone was playing her, but I don't know. Yeah, like realistically, she'd probably be, hold on. She'd probably be easy, right? Leroy should be an average. Nah, bro. Low ranks Leroy's. I'm not saying he's good. He's not even good, but he's just very gimmicky. You don't think Kazuya 50-50 makes him easier in low ranks? No, because no one's going to respect the 50-50. Kazuya's 50-50 only works if your opponent is respecting you, which means you have to condition them first. If you're not conditioning your opponent, the 50-50 means nothing. You're not even going to get to wave dash. You wave dash for 1 second in your opponent's face, and they're like that, just fucking spamming shit. Like, you can rank with all characters in low ranks with only grabs. Yeah, true. No one knows how to break grabs. But at the end, she feels gimmicky and not major much substance. True, they just hop kick. Go to haul ass to rank up with Kazuya. Yeah. Reina's probably around here. I don't know. Like, this is maybe just because it's my tier list. I'll take Reina for myself. Is Raven cheesy in lower ranks, bro? That's the thing. No one fucking knows. I've watched a couple small videos on Raven that said he's hard, and that said that he has a lot of gimmicks and a lot of strings, and I've seen it, but no one's playing. Like, I'm guessing most of you guys haven't even faced a Raven because no one's playing the character, so it's really hard to say. It's really, really hard to say. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep Reina in average. I don't know. But I guess I'll ask you guys, because you guys are probably in like, if you guys are mostly new players, are you guys struggling with Reinas? Like, okay, compare Reina to like these characters up here. Are you struggling against Reina more? I guess if you guys are, then I'll move her up to easy. I don't know. Me personally, if I was in low ranks, I'd be holding back and like realize she doesn't have a lot of, like, she's really strong, but I feel like just the lack of like super strong lows holds her back. And again, she has strings and gimmicky stuff, but in the first days, yes, she's pretty oppressive. Reina's 15% win rate. And yeah, it seems like a lot of Reina players are getting just like fucked in low ranks. Reina should stay at hard. People in low ranks really get swoked by her sweet move out of her dash move thing, and then you just grab on wake up. As a new player, it's really hard to tell what you can punish. Okay, Murky, good point. Really good point. That's absolutely true. A lot of her stuff, you don't know when to punish because she's going to stance. Kind of like Lars, but like she's like a more... Reina's like a better Lars. With like all the Mishima tools as well. I don't know. Just spam forward 4 and down forward 2 with Kazuya for frame traps. As a new player, it's really hard to tell. Yeah, like you said. Switch it around. Okay, so now that we're done the list, what do we think we should move around? Part of me is thinking we could move... Maybe we could move Shaheen to hard. Shaheen might actually be harder than average. That's my initial thought, is to move Shaheen down, just because he's like so honest. Again, all he really has is the slide in terms of gimmicks. Maybe move Shaheen down. You could argue we want to move Lars up. Some people have said that. I could see that. I'm kind of thinking maybe move Jin down. That's my... I don't want to speak about Jin because I main him. I'm biased. Because Jin doesn't really have like a lot of gimmicky strings as well. We can move Jack down, Paul down. New video from the main man Slee explaining Azucena. Lovely. Bryan harder. Nina should be hard. Nina should be hard. Bryan harder. I'd swap Lee and Claudio. Yeah, I might... Might move Lee down. Jin is average, I think. Part of me wants to move Jin down. Even though he's like insanely ridiculously busted. He doesn't have the strings and the low and like the just like the gimmicky stuff, I guess. But I don't know. He's still pretty busted. So I'm not sure. Law should go in easiest. Yeah, I can move Law in easiest as well. I don't know. Can you make a video like that in higher ranks? We could. I don't even... I'm gonna make... after this, I'm gonna try and make just like a regular tier list, so I'm not ending the stream or anything. But I don't even know if I'm qualified to talk about high level yet, because I'm only in purple ranks. Is that even considered high level? It's not. I don't think that's high level. High level probably starts in like Tekken God rank, so I wouldn't even call myself a high level player yet. So I don't know if I'm qualified. I don't know if Law's in the easiest. Law feels pretty weak in this game. Like, he still has a ton of gimmicks and a ton of bullshit, but I like easy for Law. I like easy for Law. Lee, fuck. I don't know. I don't know, bro. It's hard. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go with my guts. I'm gonna move Jin down to average. I'm gonna move... Jack's pretty easy. Paul's pretty easy. Asuka, Lili, Raven. Okay, I'm gonna put... Hold on. I'm gonna add a new row. Row below. There we go. Raven gets his own special placement. Because I have no fucking idea what he does. I have no idea. What does Raven do? I think everything else I'm pretty happy with. Lili should go up. Yeah, but like part of me doesn't think Lili's on the same level as like Azucena or Xiaoyu or Alisa. I guess she could be. Just depends. Fengwei. Yeah, I think I'm more or less good with this. I think she's a great mashing character. She is, but okay. Yeah, I can see it. Fuck it. Lee, Fengwei, Leo. Leo could also be average. Like I told you, like I said earlier, I just don't know enough about Leo. I could absolutely move Leo down. Paul's easier than 99%. His damage is hilarious versus low ranks with no clue it's a block. I agree. I talked about Paul earlier, but my thing with Paul was Deathfest and Demo Man make him easy, but he's a single hit character. He really doesn't have strings. Devil Jin is broken? Oh yeah, Devil Jin is insanely broken. This is just low level. This has nothing to do with viability. This is just how easy each character is to get to orange ranks or whatever. Devil Jin's broken, but in low level, Devil Jin players are not like doing that good, I don't think. Average for Leo? Yeah, I'm gonna go with my gut. Okay, I'm gonna stop it here. Stop editing it here. I'm pretty happy with this overall, I'd say. Probably some things I'm gonna change, and yeah, the YouTube comments